just a smidge. All right, so set of medium to heavy weights. I've got 8 and 5 because I didn't really work out while I was out of town. So I put a little bit lighter. Feel free to go heavier. I'm probably gonna grab my lighter ones a lot more often throughout the class. So let's get started with our warm up. Draw your knees up towards your chest. Strong point through your toes. Abs are engaged. Feel free to set your devices if you're tracking your workout. From here, take your knee up and over to a side lunge, pressing your hips back. And I'm sorry if there's an echo. While I was away, I gave my husband a honey-do list, and it was to get rid of our guest bed. I didn't realize how empty the room would be and how much it would echo. So until I get some carpet and some more furniture in here, I'm like this for just a little while. One more time on each side. And then we're going to come on down to a low wide squat. Feet wider than your hips, toes turned out, arms out to a T. Bend and extend your knees. Chest stays lifted. Hold the knees bent. Tiny circles with your arms, palms facing down. Reverse that direction. From here, reach down, tap towards the opposite foot, coming back to deep bend in both the knees. Come back to center. Hinge forward at your waist. Give yourself a nice big hug and then squeeze your shoulder blades together as you reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Come on up to standing. Roll your shoulders up and back. Roll them forward. All right, we're gonna get started. We're gonna start with upper body. We've got 2 moves. We'll do them for 50 seconds on, 10-second breather. It can be an active breather. You can keep the weights or set them down. We'll do it 4 times through, and then we're gonna stretch for a full 3 minutes for that upper body. Starting with around the world arms. So grab one weight in each hand, your choice of weights. There we go, palms facing out. Draw the arms up. Maybe your thumbs tap, and then reach back down. Palms are facing the same direction that you're looking. You can have a micro bend in those elbows, or your arms can stay straight. Keep it going. 50 seconds on, 10-second breather, or active rest, however you want to look at it. Keep a soft bend in both the knees, shoulders stacked directly over the hips. Deep inhale, deep exhale. You got 10 more seconds here. Your second move for upper body is going to be bent over rows. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Finish up where you're at. Roll the shoulders down and back. Draw your feet wider than your hips, toes turned, just like we did our warm up. Hinge forward, still with one weight in each hand. Palms facing in. Row it up and release. Keep your elbows close in towards your body, drawing that weight up towards your rib cage, maybe past your rib cage, and then gently releasing down. To avoid straining your neck, keep your gaze down towards the weights or slightly in front of the weights. Slow and steady. This is round 1 of 4. You've got 20 more seconds here. Keep it going. Grounding through both feet. Deep bend the knees. Hinging forward. Back is flat. Last 10. You've got it for 3. That's 2 and 1. Come on up. Roll the shoulders up and back. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Soft bend the knees. Palms facing out. Here we go. Around the world arms. Bring them up and down. You can tap the weights together very gently, or just bring them close to one another. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Reaching the arms up high. And then down. Chest stays lifted. Keeping your gaze forward directly in front of you. Find that one focal point. Slow and steady. Think as slow as you raise the arms. That's the same speed that you want to lower the arms. Nice work. Slow and steady. You got 3, 2, and 1. Finish up where you're at. All right, relax. Widen your stance. Grab those weights if you put them down. Hinge forward, deep bend the knees. Here we go, alternating row. Palms are facing in. So as you lean forward, avoid arching or rounding your spine. That'll really make your back hurt. Engage your abs, so a nice flat back. You can always be more upright and you're still rowing. If you would like additional work, you can hinge forward, drawing your navel into your spine, up to the crown of your head, continuing to breathe. All these things will protect your spine. Narrow row, weight in towards your rib cage, elbow up towards the ceiling. You've got it, last 7. Looking so strong. Last 2. And 1. Finish up where you're at. All right, come on up, we're back to the top. Around the world arms, soft bend those knees, shoulders down and back, palms facing out. Here we go. Round 3 of 4. Keep the palms facing in the same direction that you're looking. Lift and lower. Keep it going, moving here with control. Keep the shoulders relaxed down from your ears. If you notice that your shoulders begin to scrunch up, just reset. Take a breath and then come back into it. You've got 10 more seconds here. Nice work. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and roll your shoulders down and back. When you're ready, widen your stance. Grab water whenever you need it. Deep bend in both of your knees. One weight in each hand. Hinge forward. Let's start on the left side this time. Row and release. Really drawing that weight up towards your rib cage. Elbow tucked in close to your body. Row and release. 20 seconds down. You've got this. Almost there. Remember to keep a flat back. 15 more seconds. Looking so strong. Row and release, alternating. 1 at a time. Last 3, 2, and 1. Finish up where you're at. Come back to standing. Feet are hip width, maybe wider, maybe more narrow. Palms facing out, around the world arms. Last time. 50 seconds has begun. Lift and lower. Engage your abs. You can always widen your stance to disperse the weight. If you'd like additional core work here, you can always bring your feet closer together. Any move that you're doing, even if it's targeting your upper body, maybe your glutes, if your feet are together and you're engaging your core, that's core work. You guys know how much I love core work, so always try to challenge yourself. Do what you can. Last 2 and 1. All right. Last 50 seconds of work here, and then we're going to stretch for upper body. Shoulders down and back, feet widen your hips, bend the knees, hinge forward. Here we go. Alternating rows. Slow and steady. We're setting those weights down. You got a 3-minute stretch coming up after this. Keep it going. 20 seconds down, less than 30 remaining. You got it, looking so strong. Nice rows. Elbows are tight. Great work. Remembering why you showed up today, giving it your all. Nice work, Amy. Keep it going. Looking strong, Kishwar. Last 3, 2, and 1. Finish up the rep that you're on. Go ahead and set those weights down. We're gonna come back to standing. Widen your stance, feet are wider than your hips. Cross your right arm over your body, gently pulling your right forearm into your left shoulder. And you bump your hips side to side. Open, circle out your wrist. Switch sides, left arm across your body, gently pulling your left forearm into your right shoulder. Open, release your arms, circle out your wrist. Gently bring your arms in front, biting your hands, and then bring your palms facing out. From here, we're gonna round your spine, bring your gaze towards your navel, press your palms away from your body. Keep the arms binded if you can. Draw the arms overhead, shoulders stacked over your hips, staying up nice and tall. If you can do it, you can keep your arms binded and release your arms back. Depending on your shoulder flexibility, I cannot. Or you can release your bind your hands behind your back, or bring your hands to your lower hips, fingertips facing down, elbows pulled in, and then press your hips forward. Lean up and back. You want to open up your chest and shoulders. Maybe draw your right ear to your right shoulder. Come back through center, left ear, left shoulder. Come back through center. Release your bind, shoulders up and back. All right, we're gonna be on the floor next. You can also be standing for good mornings, one way on each shoulder. Soft bend the knees, hinge forward, press your glutes back like you're trying to sit into a chair, and then lifting up, or you can be on the floor. For a glute bridge, we're going in 3, 2, and 1. 50 seconds is on the clock. Weights to your hips if you're doing a bridge. Glute bridge lift and lower. This can be done standing in a good morning stance, very similar to a deadlift, except the weights are on your shoulders. You can also be on the floor in a glute bridge stance, weights on your hips, holding the weights, 1 or 2 weights. Squeeze your glutes as you lift or as you hinge, and continuing to squeeze as you lower your hips or come back to upright position. Last 7. We're all going to come to standing in 3, 2, and 1. Finish up where you're at. Come on up to standing. Still with your 2 weights, 1 way on each hand. Place them on your shoulders. Bring your feet to hip width apart. Squat down low. Step it out to the right. Step it in. Step it out to the left. Step it in. So you're alternating, stepping the foot out and in a low squat stance. You want to keep your shoulders, keep your hips, keep everything low. So we're not coming up to standing in between and squatting down low. We're keeping that resistance on by keeping nice and low. So for the first round, I showed you the glute bridge on the floor. The second round, I'll show you the option for standing with the good morning. Keep it going. Alternating, stepping out, back in. You can step your foot out to hip width or wider. Last 3, 2. All right, finish up where you're at. Come back to standing. Option to come onto the floor again for glute bridges. Weights on your hips or weights to your shoulders for good morning. Feet hip width, toes slightly turned out. Bend deeper into those knees. Press those glutes back. So it's just like you're trying to sit into a chair. I'm sure everyone's done this to somebody at one point in time or had done to them where someone tries to pull a chair up from behind you. That's the motion that you're making. You're trying to find that chair and only go as deep as you can. Keep it going. Weights in your heels. Back is flat. Find one spot directly in front of you and focus on that. Hinging forward, firing up those glutes. You've got 5. That's 3. All right, come back on up to standing if you're on the floor. Bring those weights to your shoulders. Zip your legs together, deep bend the knees, alternate stepping out and back in. Step it out and in. Slow and steady. Keep the hips low. Almost there. Nice work. We're still hinging forward. We want that work to be in our glutes. If you're dying to do hamstrings or quads, you can of course stay more upright and still keeping your hips low. You want to target more of those glutes. Hinge forward. Slow and steady. Last two. All right, glute bridge on the floor or standing good morning. Choose your pick. Weights to your hips or your shoulders. Here we go, 50 seconds is on the clock. This is round 3 of 4. Make sure you're breathing. Deep inhale, deep exhale. If you're standing, be sure to hinge forward, firing up those glutes. Hold the weights on your shoulders. If you're on the floor for a bridge and you're using the weights on your hips, also make sure to hold them. You can do 1, you can do 2. If you can hold more than 2, by all means, challenge yourself. Your head, neck, and shoulders stay pressed into the floor for that glute bridge. Just your hips are lifting and lowering. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're all gonna come up to standing. Bring those weights to your shoulders. Feet are hip width. Soft bend the knees. Alternate stepping the foot out. Maybe start with a different side this time. Chest is lifted. We're hinging forward. Nice work. You've got it. Slow progression. We're building up those muscles, and then we're going to stretch them out, lengthening those muscle fibers for a long stretch at the end of our 4th round. After this, you got 1 more round. Last 7, 3, 2, and 1. Glute bridge on the floor, weights to your hips, or good morning. Weights to your shoulders, feet hip width, slightly turned out. Here we go. Either option, standing or on the floor, your choice. Remember, if you're on the floor during the glute bridge, avoid doing a full bridge or wheel by keeping your head, neck, and shoulders pressed into the floor. We're just lifting our glutes. If you're in the good morning stance, you really want to hinge forward, pressing your glutes back as if you're trying to touch the wall behind you or sitting into that imaginary chair. Avoid letting your knees pass your toes. Last time doing this, you got 10. Last 2. All right, come on up to standing if you're on the floor. Weights to your shoulders. Feet are hip width or slightly more narrow. Excuse me, sink your hips down low. Alternate stepping the foot out. and obviously I said I've not gotten over completely this cough. Keep it going. Got it, sinking your hips down super low. Staying there. Stepping it out. Stepping it in. You've got it. You're more than halfway. You've got a stretch coming up after this. Last 10. 3, 2. All right, set the weights down. Come on up to standing. Widen your stance. Feet are wider than your hips. Toes are slightly turned out. From here, hands to your hips, we're gonna hinge forward. Stay halfway. You can also release your hands down to the floor, the outside of your ankles. You want to feel that stretch in the back side of your legs. You can bring your forehead or the crown of your head all the way down. Grabbing anywhere along your hips or your legs, but avoiding your knees. Bend the knees. Bring your hands back to your hips. They were released. Slowly roll all the way up. We're going to come onto our back for a little stretch here. Draw your knees above your ankles. Draw your right knee in towards your right shoulder, clasping your hands on your right shin. And then extend your left leg long. Flex your left foot to allow your left calf to come closer to the floor. And draw that right knee in towards your right shoulder. Stretching that right glute. And then switching sides, right leg long. Draw your left knee in towards your right shoulder, flexing your right foot. Avoiding your rib cage with that left knee. Keeping your left knee bent, draw your right knee in. Curl yourself into a little ball, but keep your head, neck, and shoulders into the floor. Maybe circle out your ankles, wiggle your toes, and then plant your feet onto the floor. Left foot's planted, release your right foot to the ceiling, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex your right foot, and then allow your right knee to fall over to the right, back to the center, and over to the left. One more time each side. Gently come back through center. Release your right foot to meet the left. Extend your left leg to the ceiling. Flex through your left foot. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Allow your knees to fall over to the left. Back through center and over to the right. Continuing to flex your left foot the whole time to protect your left knee. All right, draw your knees back into your chest. Rock and roll yourself a few times along your spine. All right, we're gonna stay on the floor for our next move. Go ahead and grab one weight. We'll just need one. We're gonna have the legs up to the ceiling, and we're gonna have the weight in the right hand, and we're gonna reach the right hand to the left ankle and then release it down. Just the right arm to the left leg to start. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, legs to the ceiling, right hand to left ankle, lifting your entire right shoulder up. Now you can keep your right foot up towards the ceiling, or you can lower that right foot to the floor or hover it. Weights in your right hand, reach it up over to the left, and then releasing back down. Slow and steady, you're halfway. Remember, you got 4 rounds of this. Cross body reach. Gently release back down. Reach it up. And down. Last 10. Keep it going. Last 3, 2, and 1. Finish up where you're at. Allow your feet to come down to the floor. A little reset. Right now, weight over to your left hand. Reach your legs up towards the ceiling. Right hand by your hip. Left arm reaches up to the outside of your right ankle and then back down. You can point, flex, or just relax your feet. Reach, cross body crunch, and then release back down. If you're dying for additional core work, you can lower that left leg. You can release it to the floor. Or you can hover it for a little additional lower ab work. Keep going. Left arm to right ankle for 7. That's 3, 2, and 1. Finish up where you're at. Bend the knees, release the feet down. Right now, weight to your right hand. We're back to the top. Round 2. Legs to the ceiling. Cross body reach and release. You can keep both feet up towards the ceiling. You can lower that right leg. Do what you can. You can also bend the left knee, planting your left foot on the floor. Still with the weight in your right hand, you're reaching over to the outside of your left knee. Cross body reach. Last 10. Keep it going. Reach and release. All right, set that left foot down. Bring the weight to your left hand. Legs to the ceiling to start. Right hand by your right hip. Here we go. Left arm to the outside of your right ankle. Gently release down. Many options. You can lower that left leg on the floor or hovering. You can bend your left knee, planting your left foot. Likewise, you can also bend your right knee, planting your right foot to meet the left. Still reaching that left arm to the outside of your right knee. Lifting your shoulders. Avoid trying to press off the right side to lift the left. You want to use just your core to lift your left shoulder as high as you can, reaching to the outside of your right knee, right ankle. Last 2 and 1. All right, we're halfway. Bring your legs back to the ceiling. Weights in your right hand. Here we go. Reach and release. Cross body reach. Gently release down. Still going. Still moving. Almost there. Right arm to left ankle. Gently release back down. Cross body reach. Last 3, 2, and 1. Lower your feet. Bring the weight to your left hand. Catch your breath. Draw your legs to the ceiling. Right hand by your right hip. Left arm reaches to the outside of your right ankle. And then release back down. Cross body reach and release. Reach for whatever you can. Reach for your right ankle. Reach for your knee. Just keep moving. Try not to press off that right side. If you find that you are, you can bring your right palm facing up towards the ceiling. Left hand with that weight crossing over towards the right ankle, shin, knee, thigh. Last 10. Gently release your feet down. Bring the weight to your right hand. Last time, right hand towards the left ankle. Try to make it as challenging as you can. Last 50 seconds of work here with the right hand reaching towards the left ankle. Left hand just resting by your left hip. Remember not to press off of that left side. If you find that you are, just release your left palm up towards the ceiling. Maybe you're trying to hover that right leg. Maybe you release that right leg to the floor. Maybe you bend to your right leg. Reach and crunch and release down. Last 5. 3, 2, finish up where you're at. Release your right hand, release your left foot. Bring the weight to your left hand. Draw your legs up towards the ceiling, right hand by your right hip. Reach your left arm across towards the right ankle. Maybe drawing your right palm up towards the ceiling, cross body reach, and release. Really lifting that left shoulder as high as you can without using momentum. All ab work right here. Left arm towards right ankle. You can extend your left leg to a hover. You can relax it to the floor. You can bend your left foot, planting your left foot on the floor. Still with your right leg up towards the ceiling. Reaching to the outside ankle for 2 and 1. Release that right foot down. Set the weights off to the side. From here, draw your knees into your chest. And then allow the soles of your feet to come up to the ceiling. Continuing to grab the back side of your thighs or grab the outside edge of each foot. I mean, a happy baby. Lower back stretch. Also helping the core stretch. Cross your ankles, rock and roll yourself a few times along your spine. Then come on up to standing. Draw your feet wider than your hips, toes are slightly turned out, arms out to a T. Hinge forward. Stay halfway or come down as far as you can, grabbing your opposite elbows and just sway from side to side. All right, we're gonna sway up and over, a little core work, a little core stretch. Sway to the right, sway to left, keep your arms crossed, rise all the way up. Continuing over to the right, come back to that ragdoll. Forward fold or half fold. We're gonna do the same thing to the right side. Start by swaying to the left, sway to the right, come all the way up. Arms stay binded, nice. All the way down to the left and back through center. Release your hands. Toe heel your feet to under your hips. Bend and extend the knees. All right. Soft bend the knees, slowly roll all the way up. Shoulders up and back. We've got one more move. It's a combination move, total body. My favorite. What we're going to do is we're going to do the same format. 50 seconds on, 10-second breather, active breather, reset. Give yourself a little pep talk 4 times through, and then we've got a long stretch at the very end. Go ahead and grab your set of weights. We have all trained lateral lunge with an inside arm curl. So if we're stepping to the right, I'm going to curl with my left. Step your right foot in. We got a deadlift to a chin raise. And then to the other side, make sure you got plenty of space on either side of you. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. All right, right lateral lunge. Give me that curl with the left arm. Set it back together. Deadlift. Rise up, chin lift. Release down, lateral lunge. Right arm curl, release. Step it together. Fight together, I mean hip width. Deadlift. To a chin raise and release. Lateral lunge curl. You can do a bicep curl. You can do a hammer curl. You can do a candlestick curl. Lift and release. Lateral lunge. Right arm curls. Release. Step it back to hip width apart. Deadlift and rise. Lateral lunge. Curl. Release. Deadlift to a chin lift. All right, reset. Catch your breath. Last 3, 2. I'm gonna start so left this time. Remember, any kind of curl, your choice. Press your glutes back. It's that imaginary wall, imaginary chair that you're trying to step into. Curl. Bring it back together. Weights in your heels. With your deadlift, where your body hinges, that is where your gaze is. Keep your navel pulled into your spine, back is flat. Relax your shoulders down. Lateral lunge, optional curl, your choice. Row it up and release. Last 3, 2. All right, finish up where you're at. All right, we're going right back into it. Right lateral lunge, left curl. Here we go. Bring it back together, feet hip width, toes slightly turned out to a chin lift. Release it back down. Really press your hips back in your lateral lunge. Row. You've got 30 seconds. Finishing so strong. Think slow and steady. You got just under 4 minutes of this move. So don't worry about rushing through it. You're already on round 3. That's it. Last 10. Curl with the lateral lunge. Step it together. Deadlift to a chin lift. Last one. All right. You got this. Last 50 seconds of work right here, right now. We're going in 3, 2, here we go. Lateral lunge, right arm curl, step it together, deadlift, chin lift, release. Lateral lunge, curl, release. Hip width, toes slightly turned out, you all know the drill. Deadlift to a chin lift, release down. Lateral lunge, curl, step it to hip width, deadlift, chin lift. 20 seconds to go. You've got it. Last 10. You've got it for 3. That's 2. All right, finish up where you're at. Set those weights down. Let's stretch it out. Step your feet side to side. Reach your right arm forward, fingertips down, palms facing out. Gently pull your fingertips in toward your body. Just a gentle step. All right, circle out your wrist. Bring your left hand out, fingertips facing down, palm out, and gently pull your fingertips in toward your body. Very gentle pull. Circle out your wrist. Bring your arms up high overhead. Release your right elbow, gently drawing your left hand towards your right elbow. If you can't sit still like me, you can circle out your right hand. Switching sides, arms overhead, circle your wrist. Gently bend your left elbow by pressing your right hand down, feeling that stretch in your left tricep. All right, release your arms overhead. Cross your right ankle behind the left, arms overhead. Right hand is grabbed by left wrist and side bend over to the left. Bump your hips to the right and press your hips forward. Release your bind, circle out your wrist. Release your right foot. Cross your left foot behind the left, little curtsy. Right hand grabs left wrist. Side bend over to the right and then press your hips forward. So you're leaning back and over to the right. Release your arms. Release your left foot. One more little stretch. Right heel down. Right leg is straight. Hinge forward. Deepen in that left knee. Right elbow towards your right toes. Feel the stretch on the back side of your right leg. Release your right toes down. Rise up, circle out your right ankle. Switch directions, switch sides. Bend into that right knee, left heel forward. Draw your left elbow toward your left toes. They don't have to touch. Gently release your left foot down, keeping the legs just where they're at. Inhale, rise up. Feet wider than your hips, nice big inhale. And one more. Fantastic work today. Thank you all so much for joining me.